Hello humans, and welcome to another episode of Gen X Gamer. That's right, the video game show that is not hosted by an annoying e-beggar. There is no Patreon, no super chats. That's right, we just talk about the games we love and how fun it is to hoard them, collect them. Now, with that said, let's get ready for the show. On today's episode, this show is intended for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello humans, and welcome to another episode of Gen X Gamer. Today, let's talk about the Amico guys. And there's a few things that I need to get off my chest here. And, a lot of people need to get brought to the carpet here, called out a little bit. Not in a bad way, but in a critical, rational, middle-of-the-road way that is not happening now on YouTube. Now, if you guys are familiar with my channel, I have the Intellivision AMICO right on my front page. Right, I was really excited when they announced it. I was really hopeful for what it was going to be, and then I wasn't, because I started learning more and more about what their target audience was, and it wasn't me. Right? I think most of us thought that the audience was going to be retro gamers. Now, first, let me say, if you're an Amico hater, you're not going to like this video, and if you're an Amico apologist, you're not going to like this video either. There's too much infighting going on. I mean, this looks like high school drama type crap. It really is disappointing. There's no view from the middle, no critical analysis. It's just middle-aged men fawning over Tommy Tallarico or fawning over games that are okay sometimes. Some of them are great, don't get me wrong, but they're just being a little too ball-washy over the whole thing. And then there's trolls that it doesn't matter what game would be on this console. If they had Mario, these guys would be pissed off. They just want the world to burn, right? And there's nothing from the middle, from the people that actually want to see another console succeed because they're not getting their needs or their games filled anywhere else. So what I want to do here is talk about a few things that can make this better, some of the things that are not being addressed, right? And some of the things that are not being handled the right way, in the proper way, right? And first, let me make a few points here. And all of these are going to be constructive criticism. This is not hate or anything like that. First point I want to make is, number one, Tommy needs to stop feeding the trolls. You need to shut them up, but not by engaging them. If you want to shut down the criticism of your console, there's one thing you have to do. We go back to the Console Wars book. There's a great line there. The name of the game is the game. You shut them up with great games that nobody can refute, right? If you have great games, everybody's going to be running for the console, whether it has 100 bytes of RAM or if it's running on 356 megabytes. Nobody is going to care if the games are loved, right? And if people want the games. So don't engage the trolls, and focus on the positivity, on the positive things that you want to do, and expand the library for the rest of us, and that's really what's missing here. So here's my second point: release physical media for all Intellivision remakes. We want physical, man. I mean, this made a big splash in the retro community because of the Intellivision name, but you know what Intellivision was? Cartridges, not Evercade, not this other, no, cartridges for the console. I think a great opportunity was missed when there was no cartridge slot on this console. I mean, there is an SD slot, but you might be able to do something, but it's as simple as having a cartridge. You can sit on the rest of, the game controller that you take out, for example. I mean, something, right? But at least these needs to be for the remakes that you're doing. And we want remakes in the redone 8-bit, 16-bit style, that 3D style that we love. That's amazing, man. But we really need that physical media. I mean, I can see where you're coming from as far as making the games $9.99 unless for the casual gamer, and yeah, that's your market. But don't forget about us, man. I mean, we're the ones that are going to put this console on the map, and because of that, we want physical media. And the $9.99 price, that it means nothing to us. You know, if not, look at the market, and I'll address that later, because this is a huge opportunity that the Intellivision AMICO is missing. Point number 2, realize that you're a secondary console to the Switch, and that's perfectly fine because the Switch is burning up, right? And if you can deliver content for the same type of customer, because let's face it, it's the same customer base that you're searching for, that you're looking at, which is younger kids and casual gamers. Embrace it. Give them games that they can't play anywhere else. Okay. 3, develop a solid installation base from a core audience, even if it's not the one that you're pursuing, right? If you get the console into 5 million homes, if you give gamers the games they want, at least 5 million you're going to have in homes. That's a good start. Is it an amazing start? It's not 30 million or anything, but 5 million would be, you know, okay for this type of console, and it can grow over time. But that 5 million will spend a lot more money than casual gamers will. That's for sure, especially if you give them physical media. Number 4, this is for the community out there. YouTubers need to ask the hard questions. Right now, the hard questions are being asked by the comment section, and a lot of those are trolls. I mean, you guys need to stop ball washing the console and step up to the plate and stop fighting over Tommy. Tommy has done some great work. Yes, he deserves respect like any other human being, but when he's marketing, you get to ask questions as a customer, and as a customer, you can demand certain things and say, why isn't this here? Why isn't that there? I would really spend more money if this was here. I would feel more comfortable spending $300 if I did that, or if I had this. That's not being said a lot, and it's just not. Last but not least, right? The name of the game is the game. And I'm going to show you one of the things, for example, that is not being exploited, that could be heavily exploited by this console. And it would be more cost effective and return greater value. Far greater ROI than giving money to these developers or what have you. Look at eBay, right? Look at your controller. Your controller is perfect for RPGs. Look at what RPGs are going for right now. Look how many RPGs were never released or re-released, how many dead franchises we have. You can pick games, for example, from the PC Engine that were never released in the US. Those would be exclusive, true exclusives, not games that have been in, you know, on a web page or, you know, anywhere else. These would be real exclusive translated games, and you wouldn't even need voice actors. All you would need is subtitles. Just clean up the game, buy the licensing, put subtitles, and you would have a game that would be exclusive to your console, number 1. Number 2, it would be a physical game that people would pay a lot more money than $9 for. And it would be attracting a whole new audience. And that's just in JRPGs. I'm giving you one example. You know what kind of check I would write if I could get a console where I could play a bunch of these RPGs where I'm paying right now $40, $50, $60, $30 for? You know what kind of check people would write? They would write the $300 no problem, right? Which is a big ask if all you're delivering is games that are similar, not exactly the same. I'm being fair. They're not exactly the same to phone games or tablet games, but the look is similar, the play is similar, mechanics are similar. So if you're asking me to fork over $300 when I already have a $700 tablet that does basically the same exact thing, that's a big ask. But if you're asking me to fork over $350 plus $40, $50 games for games that I'm able to get nowhere else, that are physical releases of adored games that that never saw the light of day here in America, and it's a no-brainer. And that's just one idea. This $9.99, okay, for your casual games, do it all day. But there's a whole core audience there that will spend 2, 3, 4, 5 times the money if you just market the right products to them.
New videos every Monday and Sunday. Thank you for joining me on another episode of the Gen X Gamer. Remember to like and subscribe, click that notification bell, and remember, never ever be afraid to be happy. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.